Hey guys, welcome back to Current Productions, and today I'm going to be doing my predictions for animatronics for Halloween 2023, not just for Spirit Halloween, but I guess for really any company, including like SVI, Techie, stuff like that. I won't be like breaking down into sections, just kind of like characters and animatronics I think that we can see from this year. So not really like any specific company can make these, well besides one, but just specific characters that I think we need to see more of and that we could possibly see. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started with my predictions. So for starters, I think that we can definitely have a good chance of seeing more mummies in the future. I don't know about 2023, but I feel like the 12-foot mummy from Lowe's was a good sign that mummies aren't completely dead, I guess, which is very exciting news for me at least, and I'm sure it is for a lot of people, because mummies are classic Halloween characters, and they can be done really, really good. Especially like the decaying mummies, I feel like tend to be the coolest versions of mummies, and I feel like we just need to see more of those, and it's been such a long time since I feel like we've seen an actual mummy prop. So to see one from Lowe's, and then especially a 12-footer, was kind of refreshing in my opinion. Especially since like all the 12-foot props have been like skeletons so far until this one came out. But I don't know, if they were to make a mummy prop, I doubt it would be another 12-footer, and I doubt it would look like the way Lowe's one did. I get because it was a 12-footer, they couldn't really add that much detailing onto it, so I hope if another company does make a mummy, they'd make it, regular, like 6 foot, maybe anywhere between 6 to 7 foot tall, feet tall, sorry, and have it be really, really detailed with, you can actually see like the corpse under the wrapping. I think a prop that would be really, really cool is to have like a casket, like a mummy coffin or casket or something, and then have the mummy kind of like jump out of that. I know that'd be pretty difficult to do, but I feel like, in 2023, some companies should be able to do it for sure. I just think that would be super duper cool and go good with any kind of mummy theme. And yeah, I just hopefully we can see this, because even though they're classic, it's kind of rare to see them. Another monster that it's actually really rare to see, but yet it's still a very, very iconic monster, is just a Dracula or vampire animatronic. We don't see enough of these and mummies at all, or even Frankenstein's, honestly. We don't see enough of any of these characters, and I feel like for being such classic monsters and kind of, just what everyone used to be back then, for like Halloween and dressing up and stuff, I feel like they should have more animatronics like this, but don't make them the generic stereotype of a vampire or a mummy or something. Make them like actually creepy. I think Lord of Carnivar was a good example of a good vampire animatronic, even though the quality might not have been the best, or like the paint and the detail maybe not have been the best. I feel like the concept of him was really, really good. He wasn't your average Dracula prop with like slick back kind of style hair and like that just like your average Dracula costume on. He was like an actual like a vampire bat almost, which I thought was insanely cool. And that's probably why, a lot of people own him, a lot of people like him. He's just a very unique concept. First of all, he's a vampire, which we don't see very often. Second of all, he's a different kind of vampire. Whenever people think of vampire, they mostly do think of the Dracula kind of style. But I feel like Lord of Carnivar is a good example of what Halloween companies should do to kind of branch out of that, and I feel like we can definitely see some really cool vampire props in the future. And I know a lot of people have been wanting these characters to kind of come out, but aliens, I mean, come on. So many people have wanted aliens for such a long time, and for some reason, no company is just even touching on the idea of aliens. The last alien-related thing that we got, I believe, was in Home Depot for 2020, or maybe 2021, I can't remember exactly, with the dancing alien and like the 3-foot alien, which that was like your generic typical alien, and I'm talking more something like what you see here, a very grotesque creature, but it still is like an alien, and I feel like a lot of people would love to see animatronics like this. They'd be scary, intimidating, probably expensive, but still they'd be really, really cool and unique. We don't see enough props like this. Sure, I can argue that we don't see enough of the classic monsters, but even though aliens aren't necessarily classic monsters or classic universal monsters, whatever, they're just still Halloween creatures that a lot of people tend to like a lot. And I just feel like they don't get enough attention. They give so much attention to your generic, basic or I guess what is now a generic basic character stereotype, like creepy little girls, scarecrows, clowns, etc. But yet they never even touch on these things that I'm mentioning here, especially aliens though, because aliens are super popular, and I feel like they would sell super duper well, especially if they make ones looking like this. Now I know this would be super insane to do because the body and like the structure of these things are insane because well they're aliens. But as long as they can just like nail the detail, I feel like it would be really really cool. Some people mentioned like a 7 foot alien, which I think was pretty cool. But yeah, we just definitely need to see more of these creatures. All right, next up is what I feel like I personally want the most to see out of like any other character or animatronic type of thing, and this is more plague doctors. Okay, I know these are popular characters too, and there's a lot of costumes that have recently been coming out more and more of these guys, and a lot of people are buying the costumes at my haunt this year. I noticed maybe like I don't know, a good amount of people wearing Plague Doctor costumes. I thought it was kind of funny, honestly. Um, I just feel like we need to see more of these guys. They're super. Their designs are super duper cool. You can fit them in. I feel like you can fit them in a lot of different themes. Even though they are kind of specific, I guess depending on the style of the Plague Doctor, I feel like they could definitely fit into multiple themes. But overall, there's just a lot of potential with these guys, and just they're kind of creepy too. Honestly, a lot more creepier than like clowns, I think, just because there's a lot of mystery behind them. You really don't know what they look like underneath the mask. And they're just, I don't know, there's just something very off-putting about these guys, and I feel like it would just be super cool to kind of bring more Plague Doctors into the mix here and there. I believe the last Plague Doctor we got was actually from Spirit Halloween 2020. We were supposed to get one in 2021 from Lowe's, but that one got canceled and replaced with the Pumpkin Reaper with the same phrases. I have no idea why. But I just feel like we definitely see more of these. If anyone makes a Plague Doctor, I hope it's SVI, and I hope they do the servo motors on him just to make his movements really realistic, because Plague Doctors are typically humans, right? So I feel like a servo motor would work well with this, kind of having more human like movements with him, possibly holding a lantern and like a cane in another hand. I just feel like there's a lot of potential here with Plague Doctors, and I feel like they would sell well, just because a lot of people, like I said, do tend to like Plague Doctors a lot. And honestly, I feel like the one from Lowe's was a pretty good Plague Doctor. I just don't know why they changed it. Like, I would be pretty satisfied with that Plague Doctor animatronic. But yeah, hopefully we can see more of these in the future. I'm just hoping that some company will start doing these. If any company does it, I could definitely see like Spirit probably doing it soon. But I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. And the final idea that I have is sewer themed animatronics, or just like sewer creatures or something. I believe the last kind of sewer creature that we might have gotten, at least from Spirit, was the sewer varmint. And then that one guy from SBI, I think, I forgot what his name is, honestly. And then Bog Zombie was also kind of, I guess you can throw him in like a sewer kind of theme. But I feel like just creatures. We just need more creatures in general, like sewer varmint. I feel like that was a good example. Don't anywhere dare say that Pennywise was a sewer animatronic. That was not. I'm not counting that as a sewer animatronic. Even though he was in a sewer grate, I don't count it. That animatronic, in my opinion, kind of sucks. But I just feel like we need more things, especially like messed up looking crocodiles. I feel like would be such a cool concept, just to have like a crocodile with like super duper sharp like rows of teeth and like multiple eyes or something, just very messed up creatures. And it could honestly be original. It doesn't have to be actual animals. It can be like whatever this thing is here that I'm showing, just a very almost alien like creature. Just things like super creatures and aliens, I feel like mix well together, and we just need to see more of those, because we always see, like I said, like the basic like clowns and scarecrows and little girls and stuff like that, like little kid dolls, killer kids, whatever. But just we don't see very many creatures in general. We always see more humanoid type of characters, and I feel like creatures are kind of a big part of like the monsters of Halloween, and I think that they would definitely sell well. I think the main reason companies don't tend to go to creatures or things of like four-legged animals or something is just because they're pretty difficult to make, honestly, and they already kind of have like the idea of a human or a human shape or something whenever they're making an animatronic, so why kind of risk the chances and go with something else? But I feel like if doing that, it could potentially boost sales a lot because creatures are just something that we don't really see every day. And the only kind of creatures that we do see is like werewolves and spiders and maybe a snake here and there. But yeah, that was my final idea. Anyways, guys, please tell me your thoughts in the comments below. What do you want to see for 2023? Just any company in general. Who do you want to see for 2023? What animatronics or characters or just different kind of motors or something like that. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Again, tell me your thoughts in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.